Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 618 of The Breakdown, sponsored by Gemini, produced by Gokstein Media. My name is, you know what my name is. This DG up in the motherfucking place. Listen. We got a good show today. Charlie Lee comes on. See everybody's in the building today. Shout out to TikTok. Thank you so much for all the gifts and presents. Oh my God, let me give you a round of applause. You especially like my take on the government and the veterans and Democrats not playing their part. That's right. I seen the stats. I appreciate you guys. You are tuning into this show for the very first time, and that's really cool. Let's see. Let's go. Oh shit! Hold on. I didn't get to change this. My bad. Hold on. Thank you. I didn't get to change. Fuck. I didn't get to change that. Just leave it like that right now. You know why? It's on me. It's not on Mogi. Shout out to my editing staff. It's not on him. It's absolutely not on him. This guy Master's in here complaining. Hold on. You guys get to tune in for free. Okay? You guys get to tune in for free and you're here complaining. Relax. Okay? It wasn't a serious situation. Okay? It wasn't a serious situation. We weren't operating in an O&R. Okay? Who is Master? Who is this guy Master? I'll do what the fuck I want to do. What is going on here? I got somebody commanding me, telling me what I got to do up here. I've never seen something like this. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Nobody tells me what to do. Sign up right now. Let me see you sign up and then I will go ahead and do something. Let me see you sign up to Gemini. And by the way, shout out to Gemini. They're out there. Bitcoin conference. Oh, shoot. Senator John Fetterman hospitalized. Damn, man. Damn, that sucks. The only person on the left that has any sort of common sense. Damn. All right. Listen, I shaved my beard. So I thought about this. I shaved my beard today because I was like, you know what? Maybe it's because I have a beard. Like you've seen, I can grow out a lovely beard. Like maybe because I have a beard, maybe the market's not reacting correctly. Maybe the beard is bearish, even though it looks bullish on me. And I was like, let me shave it. Let's see what happens. If I shave my beard, what happens? So we shall see. We shall see with a clean face, sort of. I got the 5 o'clock shadow kind of working here, but with the beard gone, let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. And also, I look like I'm 25, so it works in our favor if crypto goes up, and also works in my favor because I continue to look younger every single time I come onto the broadcast. That's right. Why am I looking at my phone? Because I put my staff in a position, and look, my man delivers. I got to Moogie delivers, bro. I got to tell you, Moogie delivers. He delivers, man. I put him in a bad position, and you know what? He said, I am going to make sure I get this out to you. Hold on one second. This man works so fast to get this done. I love this guy. I love him. And we'll get started on some crypto talk. Hold on one second. Give me a second. Moogie delivers when I needed it the most. when I needed it the most. Now we had Charlie Shrem that was supposed to come on yesterday. He did not show up. That was the first time in the history of 618 episodes that somebody did not show. So hopefully, second time's the charm, kind of thing. Is the second time the charm? Let's see. Uh, second time's the charm. Let me go ahead and do that. And watch this magically appear. I love live. I always tell people ask me, what do I like better, live, just going straight live, or do I like just recording stuff? And I prefer to be live. It's exciting. It's a rush. There you go. Shout out to Mogi delivering. Episode 618, Charlie Lee, markets, finance. We talk all about it. Government reopens for business. What does that mean for crypto? What does that really mean for crypto? Because you know what? The stock market has been doing very well. The traditional markets have been doing absolutely well. Fantastic. Trust me, I know. I've looked. Been doing great. Crypto, on the other hand, after October 10th, I don't know what the fuck's happening. It's like a nuke was dropped on crypto on October 10th. And you look at the data and you look at the graphs and you look at the charts and you kind of sit back and you're like, will it ever recover? Bitcoin, I mean, the bulls are holding it. They're doing everything possible to buy. All the news in crypto, honestly, if you really zoom out, all the news in crypto are pretty much positive. There hasn't been anything negative that has come out from crypto. Zero. Not a single thing. Every day there's something positive about crypto. If this was happening, all this positive news was happening in 17, 16, 17, even 20, 21, we just would have seen the markets go completely parabolic. Now, listings don't mean anything. Oversaturation with no liquidity. I keep saying this. Way too many cryptocurrencies. What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. I gave you the basic breakdown yesterday. You have 25 million official cryptocurrencies listed on CoinMarketCap, which is a partner of mine. Let's just go to the meme economy, right? For real quick, let's switch into the memes, right? The meme economy has probably like 10 million of those, and the market cap for memes is like something like $45 billion. How are you funding all of these cryptocurrencies that keep coming out? How's that happening? How's that happening? Anyway, Charlie Lee at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll go ahead and be talking with him. Give me 1 second here. I just want to say thank you to my graphics staff. And the graphics staff said I'm looking sharp. I like that. They were nice enough to give me. They were nice enough. Usually they're mean to me, but they were nice enough to go ahead and say. Um, hold on 1 second. I love live. I told you I love live. I love communicating live. Um, uh, okay. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm looking at everybody commenting. Yeah, like I said in the beginning of this broadcast, I shaved the beard, man. I love rocking my beard, especially you guys know I train a lot and stuff. But I was like, yo, what if I shave the beard? What if I shave the beard? What will happen? Will the markets come back? Will the markets come back? Is it because is my beard weighing down the markets? That is really the question. Whoever master is, master, you are like 3 seconds away from being banned from this telecast today. I promise you. Okay? I promise you. I promise. You're 3 seconds away. By the way, let me give a shout out to X, LinkedIn. The boomers are tuning in. The boomers are tuning in. Yes, the boomers are. Former coworkers are tuning in as well. Former coworkers are tuning in as well. They're loving the show. They're loving the guests. They were loving. They were loving Grant Cardone when he came on. They were screaming and shouting. That is because Grant Cardone is a big figure in not just the real estate space, but he's big in the automotive space. And people were like, "Oh my god!" Cats from the automotive industry were like, "That is dope. That is dope." Uh, this, what is happening today? Am I being trolled? I guess I am. Anyway, let's go right to it. Again, the partner. Check out Gemini. We got Jay riding around on the other side of the world, speaking Dutch, I think, on this cool ass $5,000 bicycle, all in Gemini graffiti. Go ahead and check that out. Check that out. Check out the Gemini team out there at the Bitcoin conference. Give them a handshake. Tell them they're doing a good job. Give a high five to the twins out there. Gemini sponsors the program. Episode 618. And right now we are joined by a legend. Absolutely a legend. Let's go ahead and bring him. Charlie, what is going on?
Hey David, how's it going?
Good. I have all your fans yelling at me this morning. I'm
What
hoping you
about?
can tell. I don't know. They're like yelling at me. Why didn't you get Charlie's name into the captions? I'm like, I did, and then you know what it is. I was supposed to have Charlie Shrem on yesterday.
Yep, the two big
So the
Charlies in the
graphics
space.
got left up there accidentally, and oh my god, I'm getting destroyed in the comments. But it's nice to have you here, man.
Yeah, nice to be here.
Um, it looks like I've been watching you making the rounds around crypto and going on to multiple podcasts. What have you been up to lately?
Well, there's been the Litecoin Light Strategy Treasury Company launch a few months ago, and then recently the Litecoin ETF launched. So that was exciting.
Why? Like I've been in Litecoin forever. Why aren't more people talking about Litecoin?
Um, the thing with Litecoin is that there's not a lot of splash, right? It's not very fancy. It's an OG coin. It does what it set out to do, which is to be like payments, low fee, fast transaction for people to use. And people use Litecoin all the time. They just don't talk about it because there's no like fancy stuff going on. And unlike some of the newer coins that are promising the world, Litecoin just does what it does and it just works.
It's funny because that is the truth. It does work. Can you break down a little bit for this audience? A lot of the audience that I have now, they're pretty new. They're entering into crypto. I talk about Litecoin a lot. But from your perspective, obviously somebody who's built out Litecoin, can you break it down to them in just layman's terms?
Yeah, Litecoin. So Litecoin was launched 14 years ago. It's been in the space for forever, right? It's one of the effectively the second coin after Bitcoin. Um, it's positioned as silver to Bitcoin's gold. So if you see Bitcoin as digital gold, Litecoin is similar to it being digital silver. It has compared to Bitcoin, it has faster transactions and lower fees. So people use it for payments a lot, like buying coffee or just small payments for any everyday use. On payment processors like BitPay, Litecoin is consistently the most popular used cryptocurrency, even more so than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and any of the stable coins. So yeah, people use Litecoin a lot. Like $1 trillion worth of value has been sent over the Litecoin network in the past year. Yeah, it's pretty simple. The simple idea is just being the best form of money possible.
How many institutional players? I mean, you can plead the fifth, but how many institutional players have reached out to you in let's say the span of 6 to 12 months to try to figure out Litecoin and how to integrate it into their businesses?
I've talked to quite a few. It's becoming much more popular with institutions, obviously, with the Litecoin Treasury like strategy and the Litecoin ETF launch. There's definitely demand for that, and it's not my core focus, right? My core focus is making Litecoin the best money possible, and people use Litecoin, but they also want access to the asset class, right? So they want to buy Litecoin and invest in it. And Litecoin Treasury Company, Light Strategy, and Litecoin ETF makes it a lot easier for institutions and just anyone to invest in Litecoin without actually having to go through the process of holding coins themselves. Of course, over time, I hope people would learn how to actually hold the coins and actually use it instead of just invest in it. But it's a good start.
When you look at this current industry compared to what compare, let's go back, I guess, 7 8 years. What's the biggest difference that you see besides institutional players coming in and we have all these ETFs? Like, what's the biggest difference that you just said something about holding, which is something like it's a lost art at this point. But what do you see? What's the real
I
difference
wouldn't say
here?
it's a lost art. I think it's there's just so many people in the space, so the space caters to everyone, right? From your mom and dad to teenagers and institutions, right? So different people have different kind of technical backgrounds and ability to hold their own coins or use a safe third party to store for them. What's different in these past few years is that um, the narrative has shifted from crypto being kind of just on the fringe to more mainstream, right? Bitcoin, Litecoin, it's not like it's here to stay, right? There's really no doubt that it's here to stay. Whereas a few years ago, there's still a lot of doubt whether or not crypto will survive, right? Whether or not Bitcoin will actually be a thing. Um, in my mind, in a lot of people's mind, this is no longer a concern anymore, right? The U.S. government has been embracing crypto. It's not going anywhere.
It's cool because the SEC just came out with, the chair gave his comments on classifications, more clarity for crypto in the United States to keep innovators here instead of having innovators, leave this country. People like yourself, David Schwartz, I can name a whole list, staying here, staying put, and innovating here like America should be doing,
Yeah,
instead of rushing off to Malta and Dubai, obviously, all these other countries that have embraced cryptocurrency. By the way, guys, you are tuning into 618, the breakdown, sponsored by Gemini. We have Charlie Lee, who is a legend in crypto. Like, you say Charlie Lee, everybody knows who he is. What I meant by the holding aspect, Charlie, was, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, you rallied behind something that, well, in my eyes, was worth something. And obviously, we had ICOs and all that stuff, but I'm talking about real assets, just like Litecoin. You'd rally behind it, and you would wait patiently to see it through, to see it build out. Now you have a bunch of people running in here; they can't hold for 3 minutes. And if you tell them, "Hey guys, listen," like you said something just now, which warms my heart. It's like it's it's built to do more than just this one particular thing. Like, we want people using it, not just holding it. Like I so, and excuse my language, but this is how I speak. I'm a New Yorker. I so fuck with that terminology.
yeah. I think the what draws people in this space is money. Obviously, is making money, right? So when the prices go up, everyone talks about cryptocurrency, and then people hear about it and they get into it. But I like to think that a lot of people stay because of the technology, right? Because of how it's revolutionizing money, how Bitcoin, Litecoin is better money than fiat. Obviously, it's also better money than gold, right? I believe it's the best form of money that humans have ever come across, right? Money being good, being that it's inflation proof, right? No single person, company, or government can print more money, right? Can print money and inflate away the money you're holding, you're storing, right? That's kind of one of the key things about money is if you work hard to make money, you don't want that money to kind of disappear over time, not from your own doing, right? So that's key. And Bitcoin, Litecoin, and most cryptocurrencies is able to do that, right? The other aspect is you have to be easy, make it easy for people to spend it, right? Like gold is great in terms of inflation proof, but it's impossible to spend. Fiat is very easy to spend, and Bitcoin, Litecoin, cryptocurrency is kind of straddling the fine line between those two, and I think it's the best form of money ever.
What is when you sit and look at what's being built on Litecoin, what's the what stands out to you out of all the things that are being built on it?
Um, Recently, we've well, not that recent anymore, but we've launched a privacy fungibility layer on top of Litecoin called MWeb. I believe fungibility is very important for money. The fact that you don't have to care about which Litecoin you're sending. Everyone is equal and the same to every other one. So privacy is some form of privacy is needed for that. That's something that was missing from Bitcoin and Litecoin, and something we've remedied with Litecoin by adding MWeb. I believe that's kind of it's huge to make Litecoin more fungible, and I'm excited to see more and more people using it.
You say privacy, which is a big thing with me, and I think it should be huge with everybody, especially if you're in crypto. Like if the banks are more private, if you get more privacy with the banking system, there's something wrong there, right? Like in my mind, like I just sit back, I'm just like, hold on, we escaped the centralized world to come here to gain an opportunity, freedom, right? And uh, but we don't have privacy because like if somebody can find out how much your net worth is, then you become a target. It's not. I'm not talking about like paying taxes. I'm talking about like just you're walking around and like somebody actually knows how much you're worth, and you become
Yeah,
a target like
it's not even
automatically.
about doing anything illegal or hiding your money
Yeah.
or doing anything like that. It's more about it's financial privacy. I think everyone deserves have a right to financial privacy. No one like if you don't want someone to know how much you have or how much you make, that should be a right. And something the reason why privacy is important and is an issue in crypto is because when Satoshi first launched Bitcoin, everything is public, right? He used the public blockchain, and the reason for that is it's pretty simple. It's so that everyone can see that there's a total of 21 million coins, and nobody can print more coins without anyone else noticing, right? When you add privacy to it, it makes that a little bit tough, right? You need crypto to prove that no coins are created, but you can't actually count the number of coins, right? And the crypto that the cryptography that supports that makes things very complicated and makes blockchain larger, it makes transactions slower. So there are trade-offs with privacy, but I think it's definitely a battle worth fighting for.
With right now, there's been a big run up on privacy protocols. I would say privacy coins. If you have Zcash as put I guess put a spotlight, whether you like Zcash or not. Um, it's put a spotlight on the privacy protocols or privacy coins
I think that's
because you
good.
have people.
Right? It gets more attention. Why privacy is important in the space.
A lot of people are hating it, but to me, it's like, okay, whether you like Zcash or not, it's still putting a spotlight on privacy. It's putting a spotlight on Monero. Whether you like Monero or not, it's still like Monero. I guess Dash, and I can continue on and on and on. Obviously, you coming on here today talking about Litecoin's privacy application.
Well,
These
people
things
are
are necessary, and a lot of people don't even know. Like that's my whole thing. I speak to a lot of people, and I'm like, you guys don't understand how. Hi, Randy. How sorry, one of your biggest fans is right here in the chat right now. But um, I, a lot to me, a lot of people really sleep on Litecoin, and it's amazing because if we're going to talk, and you don't have to talk about this part, but if we're going to talk about um, assets that run during bear markets, I mean bull markets, it's Litecoin. Like every single bull market, it runs. Uh, it's fast. privacy added to it, like what else would you want? But you wanted to say something, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Charlie.
What was I saying? Oh, I think like people hate on it because they don't own those coins, right? A lot of people are just they act in self interest, right? So they hold Bitcoin or other coins, and they see another coin pump, and they're like they just hate on it. But that's not the point, right? The point is, I think privacy is very important, and having like Zcash and Monero are very different from Litecoin, right? Their focus is privacy. Like
Yeah,
Litecoin, privacy is an important feature, but the focus is money, right? Just being the best form of money, and privacy and fungibility is a key aspect. Um, but definitely Zcash Monero brings awareness of privacy to the space, and having more people kind of thinking about it is important, right? If you don't fight for privacy and you just give it away, then it will be abused, right? You'll before you know it, like you have no privacy whatsoever, right? Imagine if you're imagine if all your emails are public, right? You may not be doing anything nefarious, but you still don't want anyone to be able to read your emails, right? And if you don't
correct.
fight for that, um, yeah, it would be a, a really bad world to live in.
Charlie, does it get annoying? Because I remember when this happened. I've been in this space for a very long time. I remember where it happened, where like you sold your position. Does it get annoying when people ask you about it? Like, does it is it like you're still working on it? You didn't leave. Everybody's a market participant. Doesn't matter. To me personally, where you sit on the chain, does it get annoying? Does it get really annoying when people go ahead and bring it up?
I'm used to it. The thing is, most people live in or are used to kind of the stock market and companies, right? Very centralized companies where the CEO or founder holds a majority or a lot of the share, and they're kind of invested in the company. And if they see the CEO sell like a lot or all of his shares, it's worrisome, right? People start to wonder like, what's the incentive to keep working on it? Um, I get the point, right? I get the concern people have, but for me, like Litecoin is kind of my baby, right? I launched it. It's my legacy. I'm working on it like the whole time, ever even since I sold, right? And then I'll be working on it probably until I die. So there's no, I don't have financial incentive to work on it, but that's perfectly fine because I'm happy doing what I do. So that's not the issue, right? And the other issue people don't realize is that Litecoin was launched fairly. So there's no pre-mine, right? I didn't print coins for myself. Every coin that I had was bought on the open market or mined in the early days. So it's not like I had a lot of coins to start with. Like me selling off all my coins didn't really move the market at all. It had no impact on the price. Well, obviously the impact on the price is if people stop believing
Yeah,
in
that
Litecoin.
yeah, I remember
They
that.
might,
People, I
yeah.
was holding, I still hold. Like people got spooked, but I'm like, he's not going
Well,
anywhere. Like,
people got
I,
spooked, but the price actually went up after I announced.
yeah,
Right? So there's, of course, it was near the top of the market, and I had no control of that. I had no
yeah.
like, I didn't have any insight into where the market
But
will
but it's
plumb.
like it's like Jeff Bezos. Like if Jeff Bezos sells, which he has lately, sells Amazon shares. I don't want to compare crypto and stocks, but
Yeah,
he's sold a lot of stocks. But like he's still invested into, he's still invested into Amazon. He's like, he's not leaving. That's his baby. And I'm pretty sure he's not, even though he doesn't have, the day to day responsibilities for Amazon, he's not leaving. You
yeah,
staying here and continuing to build. This is where I'm like, it's the maturity factor here. A lot of people have not participated in any markets. And yeah, they could have got a little bit spooked, but like Litecoin continues to ascend and to build out. I like what you have done. Well, I don't know if it's you or whoever came up with the idea, letting the Litecoin X account just go absolutely ape shit. That has been fun to
yeah.
watch. A
It's been fun.
personality behind that account. That is funny.
Yeah, I definitely love the new direction of the Litecoin Twitter account. In terms of like Litecoin just working, like it people hate on me selling, but it doesn't affect Litecoin itself, right? The network is still running. It still hasn't gone down, zero downtime in the past 14 years, and sending Litecoin still works as before. So I don't need to hold Litecoin. Like if you don't use it, you don't believe Litecoin is a good coin, then that's fine, right? But if you're not using it just because I'm not holding it, that seems very strange for like a decentralized currency, right?
Well, I want to use Litecoin for transactions.
Yeah,
Like you said it
this is
earlier in this interview, right? Like, or this, I want to say conversation because I don't do interviews. You said like, hey, like the purposes of Litecoin. Like, yeah, I want to use Litecoin. It's bigger
yeah.
than that. It's kind of the same thing with Bitcoin. Like you want to use it at some point. Like it's not just like I get it. Everybody, like you said earlier, everybody comes here for gains, and I'm not stupid to the fact. But at some point, when you come in here, you get your gains, but you stay for the tech, right? You want at least me, you want to see things built out. Like you want to see, the ecosystem continue to grow. And some of your favorites being mine, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. I'll probably name the top 10. You want to see them continue to grow, but Litecoin is super fast. And I think people should, there has to come a point where you realize like it's not just we're going to take crypto, which bothers me. This one thing that bothers me. We come to crypto and we convert back into fiat. I mean, the whole point is to get away from the centralized system and use these assets to do peer-to-peer transactions.
Yeah, I mean that's people are just too used to fiat, right? Fiat is accepted everywhere. So, and they kind of value their worth in fiat, right? You don't talk
Okay.
about your net worth is how many bitcoins or how many litecoins, right? It's about how much dollar you have. So,
Yeah.
but that's shifting, right? Over time, as the fiat gets inflated away, more and more people will be holding crypto, and they will be valuing everyday goods in Bitcoin and their wealth in crypto, and that's going to be exciting when that happens. But I think it's inevitable.
Being that you are a true OG, do uh, institutions coming into the ecosystem, what are your thoughts there? I know that you don't have a lot of time, and I'll ask you one or two more things. But like institutions coming into our space, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's just a good thing, right? Just having more people have exposure to this new asset class is only a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I have no concerns about that. I think, and institutions buying crypto for even seeing like companies doing it to add to their reserve, right? Just like saving their money in crypto is great. I think everybody should do that. All companies should look into that. Even governments should put crypto in their treasury, right? So I think, yeah, I'm excited about that happening. And of course, when that happens, the price will go up because as more people hold and the coin, the price will inevitably go up, and that will make everyone happy. And also, I think it'll really elevate crypto to become a kind of a reserve asset, kind of like
Do
what
you
the
have people or whether they're calling you up or they're getting into contact with people that obviously are super knowledgeable about Litecoin? Do you have companies that are saying, you know what, besides Bitcoin reserves that we've heard about, um, Ethereum now in play, Tom Lee's out there, trying to purchase 5% of Ethereum. Um, do you have people or you have caught wind of anybody trying to do the same thing with Litecoin?
well, like Light Strategy, which I'm an investor in board of, has purchased $100 million worth of Litecoin, right? And that's not a lot in Bitcoin, but $100 million is actually quite a bit in Litecoin, right? So it's doing a lot, and there's other companies that are doing that. I've definitely talked to a lot of companies and potential other Litecoin treasury plays that are interested in Litecoin.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me give him a round of applause. Charlie Lee, Charlie Lee, an OG. a staple in this crypto industry. Okay, staple in this crypto industry. I'm very honored that you came on here to just have a conversation here. I don't honestly, I don't do interviews. I just like to just shoot the shit and just see what's happening, especially with Litecoin, one of my favorite coins of all time. And I hope that
So
say that again.
it's my favorite coin. That's for sure.
Listen, I don't know, man. You creating this thing that actually is continues to evolve is that must be cool, man. Like I know you got into other things real early, but having something like this, which is continues to be utilized, that must be the coolest feeling in the world. So
Well,
congratulations on that part, and I really do hope that it continues to build out because it's necessary. We really need it. We do. Like bottom line, we need more people using Litecoin.
the coolest thing is that people use Litecoin because it works, right? Because it actually helps them, not because they are, not even because they like. A lot of people use Litecoin, they don't even know who I am, right? And that's the best part, right? They don't need to know who I am to use Litecoin because Litecoin is useful to them, right? One story I have is in the last Litecoin summit. During lunchtime, I ran into someone in the cafeteria that knows about Bitcoin and Litecoin, and they use it, but they have no idea who I am. And they didn't even realize like the Litecoin summit was being held in the same hotel, like just upstairs. And that's like shocking for one, but it's also a great kind of feeling to know that people actually use Litecoin and invest in and spend it without knowing me or even about the Litecoin Foundation or the Litecoin summit being held.
Have you done that on purpose? Do you have like a really good PR team that literally like you did it on where like it's all about Litecoin because a lot of people who create stuff they make it about themselves, not about the actual asset they've created or protocol. Like you've done a really good job to like that look the attention's here. It's not on me. It's here and like
I don't.
I
We
got to
don't
give you
do that
credit on that.
we don't do that on purpose. I don't have like a big PR team doing anything like that. But the reason why that happens is because Litecoin is actually useful, right? If you didn't build anything that's actually useful to people, and you're just kind of marketing it and selling something that's not better, you won't have that, right?
Chat, I can rattle Charlie, okay? He is he is literally laser focused and humble as hell. Obviously, you can see I said it during this week. This is one of the most humble individuals in crypto, and I do appreciate you taking out the time to sit down here with me and have a conversation about Litecoin because there is always conversations about Litecoin when we have conversations about actual useful protocols within this ecosystem. I'm glad that you continue to go ahead and focus and build on it. MWeb should be phenomenal. I hope that Dogecoin maybe takes that on. That would be pretty cool. Like I don't know. Again, I know coding at the most basic levels, but that would be really cool to see. People integrate that. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to the legend over here, Charlie. Thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully
Thanks,
more
David.
visits here, and maybe you can come on the podcast along with some other major figures, and we can go ahead and chop it up.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much. Thanks to your whole crew. That's Charlie Lee, ladies and gentlemen, the creator of Litecoin. The creator of Litecoin. Man, he is a legendary figure in this space, man. I got to tell you, he's a legend. I'm happy that he came on here. I actually wanted to just have the convo with him. M Web is going to be cool. I think M Web is going to be really cool. 618, the breakdown, sponsored by Gemini. That's what you want. You want people building, focused on building. It makes me, you know what? It makes me smile that he is just like focused. He don't. You get a lot of guys that come on my, and I say it to them. Like you get a lot of guys that come on. They're like, it's all about me. There's nothing. It's not all about me. It's like all about building. Like everything that you heard today was like, I'm or this is the way it's supposed to work. Like that is the conversation that I love, man. I love the conversations. I love conversations about real things. Okay. Love, come. Oh, look at me. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I think MWeb is going to be really good for Litecoin, though. I think you know what, with everything, with all this conversation now about privacy, the last 3 to 4 weeks, every conversation has been about privacy. I think as soon as people start hearing about MWeb, you will see more people start looking into Litecoin. And like Charlie said, Charlie made a point here. Okay, Charlie made a point. He was like, at the end of the day, like you have to use these things. How many times have I come on here and I stated that I hate the fact, I hate the fact that people they take crypto and they transfer it into fiat. That's not why we came here. I didn't come here a decade plus ago to go back into the system that put handcuffs on you, man. No. Didn't let you do anything, let you be good enough. It didn't give you any opportunities, real opportunities. I got Litecoin in the house right now trolling me. I don't know if they're trolling me or not, but it feels like I'm being trolled. The Litecoin account is trolling me. I think Randy is putting them up to it. 100%. I think so. I think so. I think that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, again, episode 618. That was Charlie Lee, creator of Litecoin. Very excited that he came on and had the conversation. Hopefully, we can get him on a podcast. We probably will get him on a podcast. Okay. We can have a really good conversation on not just Litecoin, but everything from crypto to even life, because that's what I do. That's what I talk about. Okay, guys, let me run this commercial break and we'll be right back after this commercial. Welcome back. Welcome back to the breakdown. Episode 618. We had Charlie Lee here. Shout out to Charlie Lee. Big thank you to his staff for having him come on to the show today. I appreciate him taking the time out to chop it up with me. I wish we had more time to go ahead and get into a conversation. I had to tread carefully. I had somebody send me a DM say that I was holding back my laugh because everybody knows I like to, I like to have fun. I like to, my energy is different, man. You guys know. For anybody who tunes in to me knows my energy is different. I got a different type of energy to me. That's right. You want to come here because the energy is just like infectious. It's like, man, this guy is like always smiling and shit. Always smiling. Man, I just by the way about smiling, the smile is about to go away because the market looks like dog shit. The market looks like straight up dog shit, bro. Let me go and pull this market. Let me pull this chart up. Oh my goodness, Bitcoin is under 100K, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to go and work for OnlyFans. That's right. Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and let's pop this up here. Oh my god, this is horrific. This is horrific. You guys are gonna be fucking crying in a few seconds. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad, 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 bad. Should I do it the other way? Maybe I should make this like that, like that. Ooh. Man. Man, oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm always positive. Okay. I'm always positive about, crypto. You'll never hear me talk bearish. But at this point, my advice to everybody who is tuned in to this show right now, my advice would be OnlyFans is only a click away. That's right. And I'm not talking about your current accounts that go ahead and watch. All you dudes in here, 95% of the guys that watch my show, they probably have an OnlyFans account and they're stalking somebody. Okay. Stalking some chick and paying millions of dollars to go ahead. Let's go. Right back. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Boom. All right. We're back. I was scared for a second. I was a little bit scared. I don't know why the connection cut off. Okay. I don't know why my title only says founder. Anyway, this is probably an opportunity for everybody to sign up to OnlyFans. Okay. And sell their feet, meaning like pictures of their feet or pictures of their hands. If there was ever a time that you wanted to become a model, this is it. Okay. And I say it because if it continues to go down, here is your opportunity to buy more. I right now am thinking about going out to the corners and working on the corner. Okay. I am thinking about OnlyFans right now to make some money. Okay. I am thinking about doing TikTok dances. Okay. Maybe do the renegade. Okay. Maybe do, the two step or the crip walk to try to get some revenue money to come in here so I can buy more of this dip. That's right. That's what I'm looking to do. Okay. That is what I'm looking to do. There are women on OnlyFans making $65 million a month or a year. I don't know. Uh, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck. Why am I in crypto? Yeah. Have we actually had this conversation? Have we actually had this conversation? Why are we in crypto? Like, why do we like pain? That's one thing that I know is true. And I think all of us can agree, whether you like me or not, we can all agree we like pain. No normal person likes this. I can't imagine any normal human being that enjoys this that you're looking at right now. I don't know a single person who would enjoy this. This is pain. This is pain. But 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 I do believe wholeheartedly we're going to make a comeback. 100% this market is not done. Everybody that I speak to who I believe is knowledgeable when it comes to money managing the markets. Every single person that I speak to is bullish about the crypto industry. I think we are in a time, especially in crypto, where we have not seen any of this stuff before. We just haven't. We don't have the liquidity here. I think we're way too early. Okay. How about me even saying, I don't even think we had a bull run? And I know that'll get clipped up and people will say, oh my God, he said we haven't even had a bull run. Ha ha ha. But think about it. This has all been institutional. That's it. It's all been an institutional run, primarily on Bitcoin. And that's it. Just been primarily on Bitcoin that there's been a run. That's it. All coins haven't had a run yet. The all coins haven't ran. Let's look at it. The all coins haven't done anything. And I believe they will. All the meme people in here, all your memes are tied to Ethereum and Solana success. Anybody who's in memes, you're praying that Ethereum and Solana start working their way up, because your memes are going to work their way up as well. I believe institutions will buy up Bitcoin. I believe we could hit 150 by the end of the year. We could not, but I'll go with we probably hit 150. I think that Ethereum starts to run. I think Solana starts to run. I think Litecoin is an underappreciated asset, and I think it's going to definitely triple, if not double, but triple its all-time high. But again, like Charlie Lee was on here, well, that's great, but let's talk about actually using it, which I agree with. Because that is crypto, right? Like I said, we left the centralized world to come here to argue every day on X. But we all can agree we came here for an opportunity to live and be successful and learn and understand the meaning of money, something that none of you motherfuckers have understood for the longest time. Not your parents, not your grandparents. It's generational. You are the first of your generation to understand what real money is. You are the first of your generation to understand what is. You have been here learning about it. Unbeknownst to you, you've been learning about finance and how finance works. Okay. Now you look at things differently, right? All of you guys look at everything differently in crypto. You're not just going to give anybody an ETH or a half an ETH or a Solana. You care about these things now. That's value. It's different. Think about it. Before you came into crypto, you were easy to give away your money. It was easy for you to go ahead and spend that money. Now, you guys wouldn't move your Ethereum. You won't move your Bitcoin. You won't move the assets that you have in your wallet that are worth something. You hesitate. You think about the value that can come out of them. That's the point. That's what Wall Street's been doing their entire lives. Not giving up their capital, not giving up their assets, borrowing against their assets is what Wall Street's been doing this entire time. The elite for centuries have been doing this. You haven't. You never knew that you could. That's the problem. You've been programmed to spend and to get into debt because debt makes people money. And the people that we talk about are the JP Morgans and the institutions of the world. They make money by giving you a line of credit that'll take you a few years to go ahead and pay back, but in that process, they're tripling their money on their assets. Do you understand how that works? Are you following me? You think the institutions want you here doing what they do to you? Do you think they want you making 7 to 18% yield on your assets? No. Absolutely not. Do you think they want you to have control of your assets? No. They don't want you to have control of your assets. They want to be in control of your assets. That's why when I look at this right here and people panic, there's no panic in me. If you want to escape, if you want to escape the centralized world, this is where you need to go to. These are the things that you need to look at. You need to look at Bitcoin and figure out, is Bitcoin going to allow me to change my life? Litecoin, Ethereum. Put Solana into the mix now. You have to. You have to. Welcome to the breakdown, episode 618. We had Charlie Leon. At least one Charlie was able to make it. And I appreciate that. Sponsored by Gemini. Gemini, wonderful exchange, doing huge things. I am proud to be a part of Gemini. I am proud to be partnered with Gemini. Click the link, sign up, trade $1,000 in crypto, get $100 in Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is produced by Gokstein Media. The DG show and the DG brand is produced by Gokstein Media. Shout out to myself. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
A Western invention.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Breaking news. Let me go ahead and retweet this. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Government opens up. Crypto goes down. That's right. Bitcoin is under $100. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stated earlier, I think it's time for you guys to go out and get actual jobs. Okay? By the way, this is episode 618, sponsored by Gemini, the good folks at Gemini. You can always borrow food. I will send you out as much food as I can. I got to go ahead and make sure that I have enough for myself as we go through these turbulent times. Okay, markets, Epstein emails, Bitcoin under 100K. Shout out to the graphics department and my editor, okay, for making sure that everything is aligned and on topic. All right, let's talk about the Epstein files real quick. Bro, I'm going to say this again. If they had anything on Trump, the Biden administration, which was in power for 4 years, they would have released it. Kamala Harris would have released these emails a long time ago to secure victory and become the next president of the United States of America. Biden wouldn't even have to go ahead and debate Trump, because if they had the evidence or any sort of evidence against Trump being some sort of pedophile, okay? All right? Sleeping with underage girls, if they had anything of sorts, they would have came out with this stuff. Remember, all the agencies were run by Democrats, all of them. So there's no, but this one kept, no. Nobody kept anything away. If they had it, they would have put it out there. And guess what? Donald Trump would have not been the president of the United States of America. He would have not been the 47th. No way, no how. He would have been done. That's it. And you would have had a second term of Biden walking around trying to figure out where is the White House. Okay, that's what it would. That exactly would have been the situation that would have occurred. The reason it didn't is because there isn't anything on Trump. There are letters out there even stating from witnesses that Trump never did anything. So this is just a witch hunt from the Democrats. That's right. The Democrats shut down the government and allowed people to starve. The Democrats went ahead and made federal workers work and not earn a single dime while working. Even though federal workers hopefully will be reimbursed again, they worked and did not get paid. There were workers from the government with government jobs that got laid off because of the Democrats. The Democratic Party does not care about people. They came out literally on television. And I hate to use the words literally, but literally they did come out on television. And they said, if that's the situation, it's the cost that we must pay in order to get our way. Think about the people that are representing you. Think about it. Throw out the Democrat, the Republican thing. When you have a bunch of people that are willing to allow 42 million people that are relying on benefits from the government, which is also crazy. Where we have in the United States of America, 42 million people depend on welfare. That is absolutely nuts, absurd, okay? And we need to really look at that number and say, like, how many people really deserve it and how many people are milking the system? We'll save that for another day. But 42 million people depend on these checks, right? Let's say all 42 people depend on these checks. You shut down the government. You, meaning the Democrats, shut down the government knowing that people will starve. And you were okay with that. So now when the government opens up again, being that you lost, you did not get your way. Okay, you did not get your way. And the Democrats did not resort to other measures to reopen the government. Shout out to the Republicans, even though I got to say, Republican Party, I think you need to get rid of the filibuster because the Democrats will if they take office. I'm telling you that right now. But now, after or as we come close, or now that we are reopened, they start coming out with stories about Epstein. The Democrats don't care about people. That is, to me, I've always looked at it, and if you are a Democrat, I don't apologize because I think it's time for you to wake up and look at it. The biggest, I thought about this. The current Democratic Party, what do they stand for? I want us to be honest here. Forget about the Republicans. There's a lot of things I can go ahead and take issue with the Republican Party, and I'm a Republican. So let's think about this for a second. You have Democrats. What is their agenda? We need men, biological men, to be able to enter women's bathrooms. Pronouns. We need more pronouns. How do we pass measures for young children to be able to raise their hand at 6 years old and say, I want to transition to the opposite sex? This is what is being presented by the Democrats. I've never heard a Republican, maybe I missed it, but I've never heard a Republican talk about, hey, these are the things that we need to do. Why are young kids going to school and learning about gender? Why is learning about gender so important? I'd love to hear it. Trump brought back common sense, whether you like him or not. Common sense in this country was missing. Nobody respected this country. They have done everything possible. And let me tell you something, Trump has done very well. And it's been less than a year. In less than a year's time, he's done very well. You guys want things overnight, but for the most part, look at everything that he's taken over, that has been handed down to him. He's done pretty well. He's done pretty well. If you're in crypto, I don't know how you're a Democrat. You had Democrats that tried to kill crypto. And what I mean by kill crypto is kill retail from participating or holding any sorts of crypto. Because they wanted to make sure that the people that held crypto were the people that paid them. And that is the elites that run this country, that buy land, okay? That are out here buying up land, that are controlling all the wealth here. 44%, okay, at the time, I don't know what it is now, but under Biden, 44% of Wall Street was run by foreign entities. How does that make sense? Instead of taking care of our own people, American citizens who are homeless and veterans that come back into this country, some who have lost limbs and some who are suffering from PTSD and other mental illnesses from fighting and protecting this country. Why aren't we giving them money or getting them off the streets or getting them off of drugs? Why did we open up the borders and allow 15 to 20 illegal migrants to come here and put them into states that are red, specifically put them into red states? Why was the Democratic Party so focused on providing health insurance for illegal migrants in this country? Why? Why are we not focused on our people? Why are we not focused on our people? The people that are we have veterans that are homeless. Can you explain this to me? How our veterans are homeless? The people that fought and gave up their lives to protect this country. Can you explain to me how are they homeless? How are they not able to afford a goddamn house or rent out in a goddamn apartment? Able to get some food for themselves? Can you explain to me how we don't go ahead and take care of our own, but we take care of people that come from other countries? Explain it to me. Allow it to make sense. Allow it to make sense. Why can't a single Democrat come onto my show and explain to me how we don't take care of our own? And here we have a president that honors the military, that is trying to figure out how do we fix this homeless situation? How do we take care of our people? And we hate him. Why would you hate a president or an administration that wants to take care of its own people? There are other countries that are focused on their people. Poland is focused on its own people. Poland will not let anybody stay in their country for an extra day. Go to any European country. You cannot stay or outstay your fucking visa. They will throw you out. So when the United States of America is all about caring about its own people, let's get back to fixing our country and then we'll worry about everybody else. We'll worry about everybody else. People get offended. It's weird. It's weird. Look what we've done to Americans in general. We have people that are so concerned about pronouns, so concerned with tearing up science books and telling you that science is wrong. Charlie Kirk got assassinated for speaking on issues that he truly believed in. Think about that. Somebody could not win a debate with Charlie Kirk, so they went and weaponized the conversation. Is this really the America that you want to see? Because the America that you want to see, if given it off to a Democrat, you will see it. If that's what you want. Printing out money for other countries that don't give a rat's ass about us. By the way, George W. Bush was the president of the United States when we did shock and awe, right? I didn't agree with it. Guess what we found? Nothing. We didn't find no weapons of mass destruction. We unstabilized a goddamn country. And guess what? After we came there and people cheered on the United States of America for getting rid of Saddam Hussein, guess what happened? A week, 2 weeks later, they were saying, get the fuck out of our country. Guess how much money we spent on all that shock and awe and freeing and liberating people? Guess how much money? Guess how long the war went on in Afghanistan and how many soldiers went ahead and lost, arms and legs fighting a endless war, man, that just cost our country endless amounts of money. I'm just saying, man, it's time to worry about ourselves. So all these little things, the Epstein thing, right? The Epstein thing's been thrown into our faces. We know listen, man, if Trump had anything to do with Epstein, and we know what I'm talking about, if there was anything there, Trump would not be in office, okay? This is a way for Democrats to just make up stuff to brainwash potential people who don't know which side of the fence they should be on to go ahead and vote for them. And yes, you know what? There's a critical issue here. When you shut down the government and people are not getting their benefits, right? People who are on SNAP, WIC, whatever it may be, people out of a job, they will vote for the other side, 100%, especially when the Democrats are out there talking about the Republicans went ahead and shut down the government when that is the furthest thing from the truth. The Republicans didn't shut down anything. The Republicans were not agreeing to the craziness that the Democrats wanted to go ahead and place onto the tables and have paid by the taxpayers, okay? They weren't going to allow for it. Paying for illegal migrants to have better health care than Americans in this country. Think about that. Anyway, we'll be right back after this commercial break with the quote of the day. Shout out to Charlie Lee. And shout out to all the guests, by the way. For the last 3 to 4 weeks that have appeared, the numbers have been crazy. We will have updates on numbers, viewerships, impressions, and all next week. Man, great week. What a great week. That's all I got to say. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go ahead and get yourself a Bitcoin credit card from Gemini, issued by WebBank. That's right, issued by WebBank. Go to gemini.com/David G for more on that. That's right. Why did that music come on? Oh, you know what? Let me keep this. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. You can go ahead and get yourself a Bitcoin credit card from Gemini, issued by WebBank. Just go to gemini.com/David G. Also, look at Gemini's lineup of credit cards, which also includes XRP and Solana. Get 4% back in Bitcoin, XRP, and Solana. Terms apply. That's right. Why earn points when you can earn Bitcoin? What a great voiceover. Okay, quote of the day. Quote of the other way. Leaning in. I believe leaning into next month, we're going to switch the time from 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. So we can get everybody on, right? Because I have everybody messaging me. Hey, can I get on your show? I have people sending me links and emails about getting. Anyway, we'll get people on. Let me go ahead and just do the quote of the day here. Quote of the day, sponsored by nobody. Anybody can sponsor the quote of the day if you want. By the way, partnerships. Oh, I haven't even said this as of late. Guys, thank you so much. A lot of people did reach out about partnerships. Partnerships at Gokhshtein.com. That's right. Partnerships at Gokhshtein.com. If you want to partner with the DG brand, partnerships at Gokhshtein.com. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get into this right now. Quote of the day. Let's go ahead and let's go with this one. The most powerful people are those God refines in silence. When God releases them, it's over. And that's right. I feel some sort of way, man. I feel so much different now. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all you guys. See you here tomorrow. Guess what? Murad comes on tomorrow. Murad, me and Murad go one-on-one. And we talk about memes in this space. That's right. And on that note, see you tomorrow and have a wonderful day.